I mean, my God, are we tired? You sad, diet, Mountain Dew drinking, couch humping, dolphin porn aficionado, all of us childless cat and dog ladies are going to go from childless and crushing it to childless and crushing you in November. And before you tell me he didn't really a couch, spare me. I grew up in New Jersey in the 80s where everyone had a couch in their basement, and I know a couch fucker when I see one.
Holy shit, Chelsea Handler just shredded JD Vance to pieces, and that wasn't even the full clip. Every day there are more cringeworthy, embarrassing, and repulsive details that come out of JD Vance's past.
The addition of JD Vance to this ticket, it's incredibly bad choice. I think Donald Trump, I know him, and he's probably sitting and watching the TV, and every day it comes out Vance has done something more extreme, more weird, more erratic. Vance seems to be more erratic and more extreme than President Trump. And I'll bet President Trump is sitting there scratching his head and wondering, why did I pick this guy? The choice may be one of the best things he ever did for Democrats.
And now that President Biden has removed himself from the race, everyone's attention has shifted to JD Vance and Donald Trump, the weird duo.
You know there's something wrong with people when they talk about freedom, freedom to be in your bedroom, freedom to be in your exam room, freedom to tell your kids what they can read. That stuff is weird. They come across weird. They seem obsessed with this.
We're using this fake living room to talk to you about a super weird idea from JD Vance.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's quite weird.
But what was weird was him joking about racism today and then talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
On the other side, they're just weird. I mean, they really are.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
Their ticket is very weird, and it certainly doesn't help that JD Vance used to be Donald Trump's harshest critic.
You've said I'm a never Trump guy, never liked him, terrible candidate, idiot if you voted for him, might be America's Hitler, might be a cynical a-hole, cultural heroine, noxious and reprehensible. Those are things that the left is going to come after you.
It's that Trump is a really bad candidate, and frankly, I think a really bad person.
And then he became Donald Trump's biggest fan. Seriously, going from calling Trump America's Hitler to begging to be his VP is a flip so big that even Olympic gymnast Simone Biles would be impressed. But then again, he did flip around with different names: James Donald Bowman, James David Vance, and James David Hamill. At JD Vance's core, he's a fake.
And I want the American people to know what a Kentuckian is and what they look like, because let me just tell you that JD Vance ain't from here. Now, the nerve that he has to call the people of Kentucky, of Eastern Kentucky, lazy. Listen, these are the hardworking coal miners that powered the Industrial Revolution, that created the strongest middle class the world has ever seen, powered us through 2 world wars. We should be thanking them, not calling them lazy.
But even if you get over that stuff, it's Vance's comments and behavior on just about everything that's causing a PR crisis for the Trump campaign. Most recently, this.
Look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Needless to say, women are now moving away from Vance.
I am hearing from so many girlfriends, lifelong Republicans, that are so offended by it. Because if you're a woman of about my age or mid-30s, the most common thing that my friends are dealing with is infertility, miscarriages, struggling to get pregnant, wanting to and it not happening, or people who so badly want to get married but they haven't met the right partner yet.
Seriously, has JD Vance never heard the expression, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? Well, one of those women is Jennifer Aniston.
Aniston responded on Instagram saying, quote, "I truly can't believe this is coming from a potential VP of the United States. All I can say is, Mr. Vance, I pray that your daughter is fortunate enough to bear children of her own one day. I hope she will not need to turn to IVF as a second option because you are trying to take that away from her too." Now, Jennifer Aniston is one of countless women across this country who is open about struggling with fertility and underwent IVF.
I think it's safe to say that JD Vance with the wrong couch. And while MAGA might love to attack women, you better believe that Democrats will be there to lift them up and defend them.
Former wife of Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, coming to her defense, noting that Harris co-parents their 2 children. Kirsten Emhoff writing, for over 10 years since Cole and Ella were teenagers, Kamala has been a co-parent with Doug and I. She is loving, nurturing, fiercely protective, and always present. I love her blended family and am grateful to have her in it. Ella Emhoff adding, how can you be childless when you have cutie pie kids like Cole and I? I love my 3 parents.
But leave it to Vance to double down and not apologize.
I've got nothing against cats. I've got nothing against dogs. I've got 1 dog. People are focusing so much on the sarcasm and not on the substance of what I actually said. And the substance of what I said, Megan, I'm sorry, it's true. It is true that we become anti-family. It is true that the left has become anti-child. But the simple point that I made is that having children, becoming a father, becoming a mother, I really do think it changes your perspective in a pretty profound way. This is about criticizing the Democratic Party for becoming anti-family and anti-child. A lot of liberals and a lot of people on the left will say, well, we can just replace American children with immigrants.
The last person who should be denigrating women is the guy who allegedly a couch and also is into dolphin porn. Actually, now that I think of it, the Trump-Vance ticket makes a lot of sense. JD Vance is into dolphin porn and Trump, well, he's terrified of sharks.
If there's a shark about 10 yards away, do I get electrocuted or do I go with the shark? I said, because I will take electrocution all day long.
JD Vance made a huge mistake by attacking women, and now it's coming back to bite him in the ass.
Oh, hey! As you might have heard, Donald Trump's running mate and future star of his own Dateline episode, JD Vance, is ruffling quite a few feathers this week.
We're effectively run in this country by a bunch of childless cat ladies who look at Kamala Harris. The entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children.
Listen up, you wingnut elegy. This country is still controlled by men in systems that were set up by men that are carefully crafted to continue to benefit men. So to put it in women-hating terms, you'll understand you're being hysterical. But let's be clear, there's no correlation between childless people and the presidency. For example, our very first United States president, Mr. George Washington, didn't have children. In fact, he had 2 stepchildren. That's right, just like someone else I know. And to your point about Kamala not being fit because she's not a mother, I'd like to remind you that no president in the history of the United States has ever been a mother. But maybe if she had 5 kids with 3 different men and a scandalous affair with a porn star and was convicted felon, that would be more palatable to Republican men. I mean, my God, are we tired? You sad, diet, Mountain Dew drinking, couch humping, dolphin porn aficionado, all of us childless cat and dog ladies are going to go from childless and crushing it to childless and crushing you in November. And before you tell me he didn't really a couch, spare me. I grew up in New Jersey in the 80s where everyone had a couch in their basement, and I know a couch fucker when I see one.
Now, whether JD Vance plans to continue f***ing a couch while searching for dolphin porn, he might want to lower the blinds at home so no one can see him do whatever it is he does. And speaking of blinds, maybe Vance wants to get some more from today's sponsor, 3-Day Blinds. If you're anything like me, light sneaking through your window can seriously mess with your sleep. I used to have these blinds that would let in light at the crack of dawn, and it was the worst. Luckily, that's no longer an issue for me, and it doesn't have to be for you either. There's a better way to buy blinds and window treatments, and it's called 3-Day Blinds. They are the leading manufacturer of custom window treatments in the US, and right now they are running a buy one, get one 50% off deal. We can shop for almost anything at home, so why not shop for blinds at home too? 3-Day Blinds has local, professionally trained design consultants who have an average of 10+ years of experience that provide expert guidance on the right blinds for you in the comfort of your home. Just set up an appointment and you'll get a free, no obligation quote the same day. Not very handy? Not to worry. The expert team at 3-Day Blinds handles all of the heavy lifting. They design, measure, and install, so you can sit back, relax, and leave it to the pros. 3-Day Blinds has been in business for over 45 years, and you may not hear it in the name, but they make an incredibly high-quality product. That's why they are the highest-rated blinds company on Trustpilot at 4.7 out of 5 stars. When it comes to home renovations, we all have questions. I know I do. What blinds should I get to cover arched windows? Is it time to upgrade to motorized blinds? What blinds are better? roller shades or Roman shades. No matter your unique need, from motorization to home automation to room darkening to child safety, with 3-day blinds you choose from thousands of options that fit any budget or style, and with actual samples you won't be guessing about what your blinds will look like. Right now, you can get 3-day blinds buy one get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, shutters, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/Gabe. That's buy one get one 50% off when you head to 3dayblinds.com/Gabe. One last time, that's number 3dayblinds.com/Gabe. JD Vance screwed up so badly that even former Trump official John Bolton thinks that his comments were a dumb move.
With him now, and I think these comments by Vance are really the 2024 counterpart of Hillary Clinton's famous statement in the 2016 election where she called Trump's supporters deplorables. I mean, if politicians can't learn, it's one thing to attack your opponent, it's another thing to attack your opponent's supporters. And that's just not a way to win friends and influence people. I don't think Vance learned the lesson that Hillary Clinton, unfortunately for herself, learned in 2016. That's going to hurt Trump as you get closer to the election.
That's about as damning of a comment that you could hear from a Republican, that something that someone said is equal to what Hillary Clinton said in 2016 about the basket of deplorables.
But here's the difference. Hillary Clinton was right about Trump supporters. They're violent, racist, and sexist people. All you have to do is scroll through Elon Musk's Twitter feed to find him and his incel base attacking women and Vice President Harris. Here's the thing that JD Vance might not have realized. Women, and also women who own cats, are part of their voter base.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Look, I don't know if Donald Trump was concussed from his attempted assassination, but JD Vance has quickly become the worst VP choice of all time. I mean, have you seen his crowd work?
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys. But
not only did that joke make no sense, but it was also poorly delivered. I mean, the very tepid energy is giving me 2016 Jeb Bush vibes.
Please clap.
JD Vance's lackluster public performances are a huge contrast to that of VP Kamala Harris.
America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back.
And if you thought people didn't like JD Vance's jokes, just take a look at his polling.
It's in negative net territory. Look at that, -6 points. I will tell you, Aaron, I have gone all the way back since 1980. He is the first guy after immediately following a convention, a VP pick, who actually had a net negative favorable rating. That is underwater. The average since 2000 is +19 points. JD Vance making history in the completely wrong way.
I mean, it's amazing. +19, and I know people talk VPs don't usually matter, but they're usually
they're
not
pretty
a
popular. Usually they're popular. In this case, he's dragging Trump down.
I mean, it's not that surprising when you remember that JD Vance says stuff like this.
And this is one of the great tricks that I think the sexual revolution pulled on the American populace, which is this idea that, like, well, okay, these marriages were fundamentally, you know, they were maybe even violent, but certainly they were unhappy. And so getting rid of them and making it easier for people to shift spouses like they change their underwear, that's going to make people happier in the long term. And maybe it worked out for the moms and dads, though I'm skeptical, but it really didn't work out for the kids of those marriages.
Donald Trump choosing JD Vance as his VP could not have been a greater gift to the Democratic Party.
Vance is not doing a fantastic job. He knows that. We know that. He hated Vance's speech. He doesn't like Vance's performance on stage. He thinks he's very dull. And from a casting perspective, because Donald Trump is all about casting, JD Vance is not living up to the expectations, or at least the expectations that he was told about.
It is time for everyone to see who these people are and what fascist policies they plan to implement with Project 2025 if given the opportunity to get into the White House. So, much like Republicans want to control a woman's right to choose, Donald Trump must now carry JD Vance to term and lose in November. Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I am Gabe Sanchez. What Was That is made possible by viewers like you. And if you'd like to support the show and help us grow, you can contribute to my Patreon at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. Thank you for your support. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?